Hey, Tyke and Rob. Just reminded you it's Monday. Book of Mondays, if nothing else, will help remind people that it's Monday. Or at the very least, it's very late in the evening, specifically in the Eastern time zone on Monday night. Now we get everybody who comes in and goes, it's Tuesday for me. Yes, I'm aware time zones exist. I know. Now. Zone 3. No, that's not correct. Excuse? Nubs. This is the wrong character. Why is this character loaded? $500. Why does the audio get louder? What the hell? Why'd the audio suddenly get louder? Okay. Let me adjust some of these audio settings 1 second. Okay. Because as always, there's going to be horrible, loud, broken audio because it's Book of Memories. Fun fact, don't actually own a calendar. Just use Book of Mondays to help set up circadian rhythm. Yeah, that's fair. Anyone else see the video of that horror train station made in Unreal Engine 5? Nope. I have the Matrix demo on PlayStation 5, that thing. But I didn't know they made a horror train station test demo or tech demo or whatever. Probably had the displeasure of having to answer this before, but is there lore for this game at all? Yes, there is lore. No, it's not very good. And you can type !VODS, VODS, and go check the Silent Hill 500-hour-long playlist, and you can watch the story playthrough that I've done. One of the many story playthroughs that I've done of Book of Memories, where we just talk about the story. Because this game's story, the lore, only happens for the first 21 zones. Like, you get the whole game plot from start to finish, from zone 1 to zone 21. But then after that, the game just procedurally continues to generate zones all the way up to 500. Which is what we're doing. What do you want, Valtiel? This realm is tainted. Toxic denizens. Okay. Boom. Just looking for yes or no. Answered sufficiently won't make viewers suffer with it. Well, the viewers, I mean, we're already here. It's already Monday. Suffering is implied. That sounds like something Pinhead would say. Suffering is implied. And yeah, as said, if you're curious about the story of the game, I've already covered it. I won't be covering it again during the grind to 500. This is purely, I get drunk, I get angry that I have to play this game, and I grind out progress towards zone 500. That's it and that's all, man. We ain't care about no story. We ain't talking about none of that. Colpax. Colpax, thank you so much for the Prime. And the 4-month resub. Very much appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Hope you're doing well tonight. We got a weapon room. Oh, of course, we're starting the night off with a good old 7-piece pain in the ass zone. Hey Nub, kind of an aside, have you heard of the Cage of Cradle comic that was illustrated by Masahiro Ito? Apparently it follows Lisa Garland's boyfriend and the birth of Altiel. I am aware of it. Come on, Legate, you've been here long enough. This is your boy. This is Nub Zombie here. We're asking a question. Have you heard of blank Silent Hill thing? To Nub Zombie? We know the answer. We, deep in our heart of hearts, we know the answer to does Nub know about blank Silent Hill thing that exists? The answer is yes. Yep. I'm aware of Cage of Cradle. There were some Silent Hill mobile, like cell phone comics. And Cage of Cradle was one of them. Illustrated by Masahiro Ito, written by scenario writer Hiroyuki Owaku. And as far as comics go, they are definitely better than a lot of the other Silent Hill comics. I wouldn't say it's like anything exceptional where it's like, oh wow, you really need to read this comic series. But it's okay, and it's definitely better than most of the Silent Hill comics out there. Because there are a lot of Silent Hill comics, and a lot of them are not very good. Didn't know there were comics at all? There are many. A lot of the later characters and stuff are introduced through comic books. Everybody's favorite mailman, Howard Blackwood, from Silent Hill Downpour, is originally from a comic book called Silent Hill Past Life. There's also stuff like Silent Hill and Story, which is basically the Silent Hill Downpour comic that fills in all of the plot holes from the game by telling you Anne Cunningham's perspective, which is something that really should have just been in the game in the first place, but instead it was a comic book that came out like 3 years after Downpour or something like that. It came out quite a ways after Downpour did. Surely the games came first. Like, in general, the Silent Hill games came first? Yes. By quite a lot. But there were many spin-off comics starting in the mid-2000s. And most of the comics are completely unrelated to the games. Like, they are standalone stories, written and illustrated and made in general by people, for the most part, who had nothing to do with the games. That's why Cage of Cradle being brought up is a bit of an exception, because it's one of the few that, like, members of Team Silent worked on. You had Ito doing artwork, you had Masahiro going in, giving Lisa Garland some gigantic hentai nurse titties. Because that's just how Ito draws. That's just his style. And we love him for it. Similar to the Animatrix and the Matrix? I mean, kinda. But yeah, I mean, there were several. Silent Hill, first and foremost, always started as a video game. But yeah, they started making comic books, and now there's many out there. Most are not worth your time or effort or money. Some are exceptionally rare and hard to find, even digitally. But I was actually talking about this in somewhat recent streams, where I might do some streams at some point in the future where we just go through a whole bunch of the Silent Hill comics on stream. I've always been kind of wary about that because technically it's just like reading books on Twitch. You're not really supposed to do that. If you don't have express permission from the person, you know, who holds the rights to the book or comic or whatever in question. Technically, you can get in trouble. You can get a good old DMCA slap for reading a book on Twitch without permission or reading a comic on Twitch without permission. But also, it's Silent Hill comic books, and I mean, if I'm going to get a DMC violation for anything on my channel, I've never gotten a single DMCA strike. And if I'm going to get one for anything, I would love it to be Konami DMCAing me for fucking 15 to 20-year-old almost comics that nobody gives a shit about anymore, really. That just feels appropriate. So I might throw caution to the wind. And have a stream where we just go through Silent Hill comics. I've gone through Anne's story on stream. If you type !VODs, bring up the Silent Hill super long 500-hour playlist, and pull up the Team Silent Presents Silent Hill Downpour parts 1 through 5. That playthrough that I did here on Twitch with the wonderful members of Twitch's Team Silent, we actually go through the Anne story comic while we go through Downpour. But it would always be, I always thought it would be fun at some point to kind of go through the other comics. I just hadn't really gotten around to doing it quite yet. Plus the whole risk of DMCA thing kind of put me off on it for a long time, but I'm at a point where I feel like I will be fine. And it's not the biggest thing in the world if I do get a strike. It just means I take my VODs down and we never speak of it again. Hey, what's up, Hexy G? Hope you're doing well this evening. All right, Nora. 2% phone battery. Go charge your phone. Go charge your phone, Nora. Never played this game. Is it just like a hack and slash? This is... You're going to get the whole spiel. This is Silent Hill Book of Memories. It was released in 2013. It's the last fully released Silent Hill game that was not a canceled playable teaser or a gambling machine. It's the last fully released Silent Hill game. And it is a procedurally generated roguelike dungeon crawler. And it's terrible. But I'm a Silent Hill superfan, completionist, obsessive nerd. So, once I found out that this game, if you can call it that, generates up to 500 zones, I said, hey, I'm going to play all 500 zones. And I've been working at that for like 4 years or more now. Oh, shit. And that's why it's taken me so long. Because this game fucking sucks and is bullshit and is awful and is terrible and is bad. And I hate it. Any chance putting your in-depth deep dives into the Silent Hill games back on YouTube? I don't do anything on the YouTube channel. That's all handled by Sci-Fi Guy, Dorian House. If you type !YT, you can get a link to Sci-Fi Guy's new channel, the Restless Dreams channel, where he separated out all of the Nub Zombie Silent Hill re-upload stuff. All of my Silent Hill stuff that was on YouTube was a friend of the channel, longtime supporter, Dorian House. Just re-uploading stuff for people who wanted to watch it on YouTube. Because I don't do anything on YouTube myself. I had my own YouTube channel for a very, very brief period of time, and I absolutely fucking hate trying to do anything on YouTube. So I do not use that platform. YouTube is an absolute fucking nightmare to try and upload anything to. Because, yeah, gaming content, especially stuff owned by Konami for whatever reason. Like, Konami might not feel up to making Silent Hill games anymore, but damn, their DMCA content ID bots are still hard at work. Because the moment you try to put Silent Hill gameplay of any kind on YouTube, it is instantly flagged like 6 times over. Konami flags you for using their cutscenes without permission. Konami flags you for the music in the game. Like, everything is fucking instantly flagged by Konami. And it's like impossible to try and fucking monetize it at all. And even if you don't care about monetizing it, content gets blocked in a lot of places. It's a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess. So I don't bother with YouTube. And I got annihilated by a butcher in one shot. And all my weapons are about to break. And I have no supplies. And I hate it. I hate this fucking game. So yeah, Pterodactyl, thank you so much for the resub. Agony Mondays, it sure is. It sure is. We are starting off with a struggle and a half in this fucking zone. You know what? Fuck this stupid zone. I'm gonna go to an early zone. I'm gonna restock supplies. I'm gonna re-roll this zone. Sucks that the system is still so damn broken, but appreciate the info to the other guys. Yep. Again, big thanks to Dorian House, who is the only one who's got my permission to re-upload stuff on YouTube. There's some other channels that re-upload my stuff. Fuck them. Fuck all of them. If this is uploaded at some point, fuck you in particular, whoever did that in the future. But yeah, Dorian has been a long-time viewer and fan of the channel, and just asked me, like, hey, a lot of people liked being able to watch your stuff on YouTube. Could I re-upload stuff? And I said, sure. House of the Dead like game for Silent Hill, or did I dream that? That is Silent Hill the arcade game. It's a light gun shooter that was only for arcades. It never got an official port. It had an unofficial fan port Sure. Fans basically got a hold of the hard drive with all the game files from an actual arcade cabinet, and the arcade cabinet works on a version of Windows. It's not a consumer version of Windows, but the arcade game runs on Windows essentially. So Silent Hill, the arcade game, that House of the Dead-like rail shooter, fans got that hard drive, they dumped the files online. Another group of fans got those files working, sort of, on home consumer-based Windows, so that people could play it on their computers. And I, of course, have done speedruns of it, and full story playthroughs of it, exclamation point VODs, VODs, of course. It's Silent Hill, I've done it already. Check the VODs. Just look for Silent Hill, the arcade game. Six-piece dungeon. Got my med kits. Of course, even on a fucking super low-level six-piece dungeon, you get fucking Bogeyman. And I'm doing this early dungeon just because I need supplies. I need to restock at Howard's. And this also just lets me re-roll that dungeon that I was on. Because that zone was just terrible. Actually, I don't even care about the supplies. Let's just take the re-roll. Let's just take the new zone. Can't even be bothered with the grind. No, I can't. This game is already so fucking miserable to play. It's that much more miserable when I'm like, I have to backtrack now because the game just, it wants you to do that. It wants you to go back and grind shit out. And I don't want to do that because that's more game that I have to play. And I don't want to do that because the game is bad. Almost there. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a way to, like, quickly skip through these zones? At least we get to see this scrolling artwork. It's like the only thing that you actually kind of get for playing this game. You get that nice bit of scrolling artwork behind your zone select screen. That's all you get. That's your reward for playing all 500 zones, is you get to see all the artwork. Running this on PSTV or a Vita with video out. There is no such thing as a Vita with video out. At least not without hardware mods. Like, seriously, like, modding the shit out of a Vita. So I'm playing it on a PSTV. because I'm not going to pay hundreds of dollars for a super hardcore modded Vita with video out just for this fucking game. Which is a shame because, like, the PSP actually had native video out. You could just buy video cables for, I think it was the PSP 2000 and 3000. You just buy video cables, component cables, and capture from the PSP. The Vita never had anything like that. The closest we get is this, the PSTV, which is basically just a Vita, but a Vita that can be hooked up to a controller and a TV and doesn't have, you know, portable capabilities. The Vita can do video out on CFW now over USB. True, and it looks like shit. Because the signal is not as good and the frame rate is not as good. It's a PSTV. I use PSTV. And even with PSTV being easier, you still have to software mod the PSTV. You have to whitelist mod it. Because there's a lot of Vita games that are, for whatever reason, not compatible with PSTV. Even though they work perfectly fine. Like this one. I might die. Yep. Held in place by the QTE, and then the butcher just one-shots me. I can't do anything because I'm stuck in a QTE. And the butcher just fucking one-shots, because of course he does. Because stats don't fucking mean anything in this game. I just have to run through. I have to ignore everything. And try to find Howard right now. Turtle, thank you so much for the 21 months. Very much appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Hope you're having a fine Monday. That's just shit design? Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like the people who made this game really just didn't care. It's not that they were incompetent either. This game is made by WayForward. WayForward has made good games. They made the Shantae series. They made stuff like Bloodstained and River City Girls. Like, they know how to make good games. They just didn't give a shit about this one. This was literally a project from high up corporate Konami where they were just trying to capitalize off of what was trendy in 2011, 2012. And they were like, everybody loves dungeon crawlers. Everybody's playing dungeon crawlers. And we've got a contract with Sony to make more Vita games. So we're going to make a new Silent Hill game that's a dungeon crawler and a Vita game. And so they took that idea and said, this is what you have to make, and dropped it in Tom Hewlett's lap. And Tom Hewlett was, at that time, about to quit working at Konami and start working for WayForward.
Good luck out there.
So he was like, hey, WayForward, I'm about to come and work for you in a few months. Why don't you help me slap together this Silent Hill game before I leave Konami forever? And so slap together a game they did. And this is what it is. There's just no thought put into it. Like, all these fucking artifacts and leveling and stats. You would think all that shit matters in an RPG. No. I'm level 70. I'm character capped. Maximum stats. Best possible artifacts. Look at this beautiful Django's Dondonda artifact. With its +3 strength, +2 dexterity, +1 vitality. None of it matters. None of those stats matter. Because even at maximum level, with any possible advantages that you can have in the game, best weapons, best stats, best artifacts,
Back so soon?
like more than half the fucking enemies in this game still one-shot you.
Cutting straight to business, I see.
Still 1 or 2 shot.
Something I can take off your hands? Pleasure. Thank you. Do come again.
And so you get lots of those situations where it's like, here's an enemy that can catch you in a QTE and hold you still, and there's another enemy in the room that can one-shot you, and like, oh, you're just fucking dead. GG. Like, there's a lot of just unnecessary shit in this game. Like, check it out. If I switch to my Dagger of Melchior, you have this whole combo system where you can combo hits together and then get what's called an execution attack if you perfectly time your combo hits. But like, nothing really stun locks by melee attacks. So you can see here, like, even trying to get more than like a 2 or 3 hit combo is damn near fucking impossible. Unless you have an enemy literally just sitting there doing nothing. And then you can get this execution attack if you manage to do all of that and make it work. But why would you why would you do that? When you have weapons like this, where you just stun lock things with lasers until they die, or stun lock things with flamethrower until they die. Like, why bother with this crazy combo mechanic that just literally does not work 90% of the time? And then you have enemies like this. Here's the boogeyman. You see that black cloud that's surrounding him? That means that he is just not able to be damaged. See how all my attacks just miss? Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool in, like, RPG dungeon crawlers? When you have enemies that can just decide, I don't feel like taking damage right now. And he can just do it whenever he wants. Like, I got lucky that he decided to do other moves there, instead of just constantly being like, I don't feel like taking damage. I love it. An enemy that you have to kill in order to progress, but you have to just stand around and wait until that enemy is like, okay, now you can hit me. Very cool. Very well designed video game. I'm convinced nobody gave a shit. Don't you fucking dare. Stop with your bullshit QTE. I'm gonna have to redo it again because I didn't kill everything fast enough anyway. I hate it. Everything about composing video game music professionally. Friend's a composer in California and occasionally does that. I was interested in that for a little while, but it is a much harder thing to break into than you might realize. Like, I've got a lot of music experience. I was a professional, I was a studio musician before I started streaming on Twitch. And I had composed music specifically for the use in a video game. One of my channel supporters, longtime friends of the channel, Tato Forever, is the owner of the game company Psychos Interactive out in Canada. And he made a game called Forgotten Memories that was originally a mobile game. So when he was first sort of going through and developing Forgotten Memories, I had composed and sent him some music. He didn't use it. He didn't use what I'd written. But, you know, I was trying to see if it was something. That he would be interested in. You gotta fucking die, sir. Good lord, you just drained all my med kits. Alright, let's go back to Howard. Fucking completely restock everything again. But yeah, short answer, yes. I would love to compose music for video games, but it's a very difficult thing to break into. It's a hard thing to do.
So what can I do for you? Let's see what you got. I'll give you a fair price. It's a deal.
Should have some duplicate artifacts. You definitely got an extra banana. And that's it.
Pleasure. Spend those memories wisely now. Thank you kindly. Until next time. So what can I do for you? I think I've got just the thing.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Give me the shit, Howard.
Thanks for your business.
This really looks like a mobile game, Screaming, with pay-to-win elements, but was released 5 years too early and on the wrong platform. Yeah. It's one of those things where, I don't know. I'm an old man and I'm super behind the times. So I know I'm really fucking late to the party here. But I only recently started like using Instagram. I'm not even going to bother telling you what my Instagram is because I don't even post things. I just kind of follow friends that do. And when I'm going through and like scrolling through Instagram, there's ads. It always shows these like, and I'm sure other people have seen them, these recurring ads for some kind of like zombie defense game where it's like it always starts with like a situation where it's like, oh, it's a guy working out at the gym, but then all the other people in the gym are zombies, and then he like runs into a room and it's full of shotguns, and he like builds fences instantly in the room to defend it, and it's like, I don't know, it's so fucking weird and fake looking for like a mobile game thing. This looks exactly like it. Hell, it looks not as good. The fucking mobile ad looks better than how this looks. But it's that like over the top view. It's like a similar camera view and like similar character size on the screen for the like mocked up, not real gameplay. Okay. Bully the boy. Oh my god, that's it. We just had a 5-piece. The lucky 5-piece. Dude, if I wonder in the long run what would be faster. I have to sit through all the fucking load screens every time I re-roll a zone. Like I've got to load a zone, then quit the zone, load a different zone, quit that zone, and then load the current one again to re-roll it. I wonder what would be faster if I kept re-rolling zones and sitting through all the loading screens so that I only have to play 5 puzzle piece zones for the rest of my way to 500, or just playing the zones that I get. Because I swear, the difference between doing a 5-piece and a 7-piece feels so significant that even if I sat and re-rolled to get a 5-piece zone and it took me like 20 minutes of just sitting and re-rolling to finally get what I'm looking for.
Pleasure. You'll be back.
It would still be overall faster than trying to play through any 6 or 7-piece zones. For those who don't know what I'm talking about when I say 5, 6, and 7-piece, for everyone who's basically new here and never seen Book of Memories, which is at least a few of you. So over here on the left, on the bottom left, this is our zone map. And this is how many puzzle pieces we need to finish the zone. And you get a puzzle piece for basically breaking and completing those blue challenge orbs that are in random rooms. So this is a 5-piece zone. A 6-piece zone is like 3 times bigger than this. Like this size map, but, you know, about 2 to 3 times bigger. And then a 7-piece zone is like 4 to 5 times bigger. So ideally, I would love getting just 5-piece zones because they are much smaller and faster to get through. And the loading screens will give you more time to get drinks. True that. That is also a factor. Tonight's drink of choice, by the way, is Summer Citrus Ciroc, which has been a really good citrusy vodka. And I've got it mixed with some light raspberry lemonade. And I'm almost done with my first one. Hey, Mushbrains, this is a level of dedication that I could never match. Nah, most people could match it, just not for something so frustrating and useless. Most people put that sort of dedication towards, like, good things. Self-care, or, like, a full-time job. Which I guess this is kind of my full-time job, but you know what I mean. Most people do something productive if they sink this much time into something they don't like. But hey, somebody out there is entertained. You guys are out there watching. Somebody had a bad day that's a little bit better now because we're here, we're chilling, we're hanging out. We're grinding out some Book of Mondays, so maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Holy shit, look at all these nurses. Listen to that audio, that high quality audio crackle that you can only get from Book of Memories. That is not a problem, by the way, with my capture card or the stream or because I'm playing this game on the PS TV. That is just what Book of Memories sounds like. The audio mixing is so bad for this game. That's just what it's like. It's like that on the Vita as well. Oh, hey, Pyramid Head. Hey, annoying fucking enemies about to kill me. I need to get rid of these fuckers because they have ranged attacks and can deal like 70% damage from across the screen. I'll get rid of him first. Is there a command for your stream schedule? I'm on mobile at the moment. Nope, because in 10 plus years of streaming, I have never successfully stuck to a schedule. So after so many years, I just gave up trying to have one. I just stream as often as I can. Sometimes it'll be a random stream in the middle of the day. Sometimes it's super late at night. Sometimes I'll take a weekend off to spend time with friends, girlfriend, that kind of stuff. I've just never been able to stick to any sort of schedule and make it work. So best thing to do is just follow the channel. Make sure your notifications are turned on. And hope to God that Twitch actually sends them out, because it doesn't always. And you can also follow me on Twitter. Just @NubZombie on Twitter. And I always try to send out a tweet whenever I'm going live. And I walked into a room and immediately died because I had no reaction time against a butcher one-shotting me in a very tiny room. Again, I will remind you, maximum fucking character level, best artifacts in the game, every possible advantage that I can have. And I can't survive in this room. I literally don't have enough time to get in there, see the butcher throw an attack, and then react to it and dodge. And I have to go in that room now because I've died in there and dropped keys that I need to progress. I hate this game so much. It's so fucking bad, dude. Okay. Okay. Why am I moving slowly? Get out of there. Fuck's sake, dude. Like, I feel like I could deal with playing this game if I was just like, oh, it's a bad Silent Hill game. If it was just like, oh, it's a bad Silent Hill game, it's, you know, whatever. But the fact that it's just such a bad game in general, like, I don't hate this just because, oh, it's not a good Silent Hill game, it doesn't have good story. My typical reasons for not liking a Silent Hill game. This is just a fucking horrible game to play. It feels so bad to play. It is not made well. And it's frustrating to play. Hey, Mab. At least the artwork is great. The only plus side of this game. I wouldn't even say the artwork is great. Definitely not the in-game graphics and artwork. For the time, even for a Vita game, this is still bad. Like, there are some really nice looking Vita games that are older and have a smaller budget than this game. Getting closer to zone 500. Ever closer. We're on 326. Ow. Hey, Maki Girl 66. Welcome to the channel. First time chatting. Said asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Honestly, same. Same. It sure do be asterisk sometimes, don't it? Here's another case of enemy that just decides it doesn't feel like taking damage. The ghost is just gonna float around in the game, float around in the ground. Oh my god! And that was an HP challenge, so I can't get hit. Fuck me, dude. Fuck. Now I have no supplies. So let's hope we find a med kit. Don't get hit. Oh. Oh. Okay. We need to find Howard. And immediately, before I can even leave the item menu. I get hit by this stupid fucking straitjacket enemy. For a casual 70% damage. It's a projectile. It just goes across the screen and can kill you in 2 hits. And the enemies get to move faster than you do. There's Howard, so at least
I do for you.
At least we have
It's
Howard.
good to be well supplied. Enjoy it now. Thanks for you. Step right up. We've got just about everything. I think I've got just the thing. Enjoy it now. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, we'll just stick with the Princess Heart wands. And let's just explore the map. I've got 2 orbs up there. There's 3. Let's just try and find everything. And then go back and actually clear it all. I've also got a weapon room close to Howard, so I can make a little bit of money back. Get that memory residue going. Imagine if there was a random escort sequence for this game. Hey, guess what? There is. Hey, guess what? There actually fucking is. One of the random missions that you can get for a zone is to escort Mira. Mira is the dog from the dog ending of Silent Hill 2. You have to safely guide Mira to the exit of the zone. So you have to get the dog safely all the way to the exit of the zone without getting killed by all the bullshit enemies. There is random escort sequences. Because of fucking course there is. What does this do? Speed boost. Oh, we're zooming now. Okay. Let me zoom out of here. Just one more orb room that I need to find. My character fucking walking in place. And she'll straight up body block you. Oh yeah, Mira is like a million times worse than like Eileen in Silent Hill 4 or anything like that. Because yeah, she will just body block you, force you to get stuck in a room where something can one-shot you. Was just gonna ask if she's worse than Eileen. Eileen is like the gold standard of bad escort in Silent Hill game. And I would say Mira in this game is pretty damn bad. Pretty bad. I would still say worse than Eileen. That's our last orb here, so the brown standard. Oh, and a memory residue room. Let's see if I can get the ghosts to fall out of the zone. I could not. It didn't work. Dude, I hate how much damage even the ghosts do. And now I gotta sit around and wait on this asshole. Enemy that doesn't feel like taking damage. Don't need that. So now I've got all the orbs. I've got all my orbs right where I want them. Have to go actually break them all and hope for no really bullshit challenges. More meat. Oh, that's butchers. That's gonna be butchers. Was it just one? And then also tremors? Okay. That's fine. I'll take that.
to business, I see. I think I've got just the thing. I do believe... Don't be a stranger.
Last 2 orbs, and the last one's right in front of the exit. Final orb. Oh, right. This is the lose less than 60% HP one. Enemy does not feel like taking damage currently. Neither does that one. Just do the wave. Oh. One down. Waiting on this asshole to feel like taking damage. Don't you dare slap my ankles and ruin my challenge. Well, slap my ankles and ruin my challenge. Come on. Need the ghost to spawn and not grab me. There we go. Thank you. Fuck's sake. No puzzle note. That's fine. We take red, we put it there. Is it there? No. Is it up top? No. Is it on the right? It's on the right. So we're going purple to red, left to right. Procedurally generated puzzles. Yay. Shannon's bloody fucking asshole world. Zone 327. Remember when Silent Hill 3 required you to know Shakespeare? Now it's sort the dildos from smallest to largest. Yep. That's where we're at in life. Hey, Valtiel, what do you got for me? Perform a 10-strike combo? No. No, I don't think I will. Okay, we immediately have branching pathways. We got a 5-piece. We've got a pyramid head. How do you tell how many pieces it is off the bat? Right here. Bottom left corner. Puzzle piece, 0 out of 5. Like the puzzle in Downpour where you have to do a play with rain? Yes. I've actually talked about that in my Downpour story playthroughs. Like, overall, I don't like Downpour as a Silent Hill game, but as far as some of the few nice things that I have to say about Downpour, it did that one puzzle as kind of an interesting thing. And we got a bogeyman. Bogeyman.
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
Stop, 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 stop. Hey, Floppy Hair, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Floppy Hair, what is wrong with you? Why would you subject your viewers to Silent Hill Book of Memories? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? There's nothing here but pain and suffering. But you are welcome all the same. Thank you for the raid. To be totally fair to Downpour, it did give us Born Free. No, it didn't. You think fucking Born Free was composed specifically for Downpour? It's a licensed song. It existed for like decades before Downpour was a thing. You can just have Born Free without Downpour.
So what can I do for you? Spend those memories wisely now. I do believe you're...
Downpour also gave us an Easter egg of the Silent Hill 4 room. That was pretty neat. You mean the Silent Hill 4 apartment that they have as an apartment that you can go inside of in Silent Hill Downpour that takes place in the town of Silent Hill? That apartment from Silent Hill 4 that is in South Ashfield Heights? An apartment complex that is in a city a half day's drive away from Silent Hill? Like, even stuff like that. There's a ton of Silent Hill Easter eggs you could do, right? You have an entire fucking two apartment buildings that you go through in Silent Hill 2. Where you could have Murphy, and it's not just like, oh, this is the wrong side of town, you know, this is something from, it's not like, oh, they went and found Brookhaven, and Brookhaven shouldn't be in this part of Silent Hill. It's in a whole fucking other town. It's almost like the devs forgot Silent Hill 4 doesn't take place in Silent Hill. You literally never go to Silent Hill in Silent Hill 4. There are exactly 2 locations in all of Silent Hill 4. Henry's apartment, which is in South Ashfield, which is a half-day's drive away from Silent Hill, and inside Walter's mind. Inside Walter's created worlds. That's it. That's it. Those are the 2 places you go in Silent Hill 4. You never physically actually go to Silent Hill. I'm gonna need you to stop slapping shit out of my hands. Hey, Maria. Is it Monday already? It's Monday already. Hey, Burnsy. Only played Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 2, and Downpour. You should play 3 and 4. 3 is a wonderful follow-up to Silent Hill 1. 4 is a great standalone Silent Hill game. And I'm sorry you played Downpour. And then in the shooting arcade game, you go to the spiral stairs that's supposed to be in Walter's mind, because why not? Oh yeah, you go into the spiral stairs that are supposed to be inside Walter's mind. You go to the shopping mall from Silent Hill 3, which also does not take place in Silent Hill. At least in Silent Hill 3, you do eventually go to Silent Hill.
School's this way. Gonna be late.
But you drive there with Douglas. The whole first part of the game, up until you go there with Douglas, you're in Portland. Oh, great. Invisible enemies. Invisible enemies that can very easily fucking kill me. Hey, Dimaru. At least Arcade has the excuse of having basically no budget to create original assets. I mean, the arcade game, yeah, they just kind of had to go and grab whatever assets they could and throw it into their game. And yeah, it's like exactly Legate. It's a campy little side thing. It's a fucking on-rail shooter arcade game. Downpour was like meant to be taken seriously as a Silent Hill series entry. They didn't care about the lore accuracy and stuff for Silent Hill the arcade. I get that. People are just gonna be like, "Oh, I recognize this thing from Silent Hill game," and enjoy a little on-rail shooter arcade game. Downpour, it's, you know, it's marketed and sold as being Silent Hill entry. It is a full-fledged Silent Hill game. So you would think that when it comes to elements of fan service that they're going to drop on you. Like, if you're going to put something in the town, why not make it something from the town? I need to get back to Howard. Yes, this is the way. This is the way. Please get unstuck from the fucking door. Hey, Kona. Still sad they botched the HD collection? Yeah.
So what can I do for you?
Would have been nice to get some actual fucking playable versions of Silent Hill games on like modern hardware.
You're set.
Because on a lot of modern hardware, like, that's all you can really get anymore is HD collection. So it would have been so much better if those had not been such bad versions of 2 and 3. I could understand if it was something like Metal Gear Solid's HD collection, where the HD collection for Metal Gear Solid is not perfect. Some stuff has changed, and, you know, you could argue for better or for worse about some of those changes between the original versions and the HD versions of the Metal Gear Solid games. But at the end of the day, the HD versions of the Metal Gear Solid games are good, solid versions of those games to play. Differences and all. HD collection is just so fucking bad, and I feel so bad for so many fans who get into Silent Hill and have no other way to play 2 and 3. Like, I don't know. That's just really, really sad. Because then if you play the HD collection with no frame of reference to the original versions or even just other ports of Silent Hill 2 and 3 that are out there, you could play the HD collection and be like, oh, wow, this is what those games were like, you know? And you just kind of chalk it up to, well, they're early 2000s survival horror games without even realizing, like, the audio is fucked up and not what it should be. The graphics and textures are fucked up and not what they should be. Dialogue and script stuff has changed. Music that's used has changed. Entire voice cast for Silent Hill 3 has changed. You can play with original voice cast of Silent Hill 2, but it doesn't even sync up correctly to the fucking animations because it's so bad. Oh, man. Like, there's so many things that make HD collection for Silent Hill, like, so fucking bad. And again, for a lot of fans out there, they don't know any better. It's the only version of 2 and 3 they can play. Without, like, going and spending hundreds of dollars on, like, rare physical copies of shit now. Same guy did Silent Hill HD and Book of Memories. You talking about my boy Tom Hewlett? Sakin Rahip. Better be careful. Go to your next phase. Do you think Book of Memories is a good Silent Hill game? Oh. You want to know how I know you're new to the channel? First of all, welcome. I'm Nub Zombie. I've been streaming on Twitch for about 10 and a half years. I've been streaming Silent Hill for about 7.5 of those years. And we've played Book of Memories on stream probably for like around 300 hours or so at this point. Over the last 4 to 5 years. No. No, I do not think Book of Memories is a good Silent Hill game. Will we see more PT at some point? At some point, yeah. I take that as a yes, then. Yes, of course. Book of Memories is clearly my my favorite of the Silent Hill games. You can tell by my hundreds of hours of archived angry, drunken yelling at it. Did you say you've yet to beat this title due to the lackluster balancing, items being poor? I mean, there's a lot of things wrong with it more than just balancing and items being poor. As far as beating this game, it depends on your definition. I have played the game and finished it and gotten endings. I have not played all the way through 500 zones, which is the maximum number of zones that this game procedurally generates. So I have finished it. I've gotten every possible ending. I've maxed out a character level, you know, like we've got a character at level cap. There's a lot of thought you'd been playing this train wreck for 300 hours and didn't beat it. No, I've been playing it for 300 hours and haven't like 100%ed it. But I have played what it offers as far as story. You get the entire plot for this game in 21 zones. Zone 1 through Zone 21 is your game, beginning to end, your story and all of that. After Zone 21, the game just procedurally generates zones all the way up to 500. So I've been playing it for 300 hours trying to grind out to that 500th generated zone. So what happens after 500? I break the game into tiny little pieces and set them on fire. You get nothing for it. Would you just go to the next phase already, you stupid boss? Mary Elizabeth McGlynn didn't want to direct the voice work on HD Collection out of respect to her friends, so she kind of phoned in the work. Any truth to that? I don't know. Like, D-Maru points out, like, she's talked about it in commentary and in interviews, and she's never given that impression. I don't know if you might be confusing that with Tom himself, because Tom Hewlett has gone on record saying he didn't want to redub Silent Hill 2 and 3 for the HD collection anyway. Like, he has brought that up in interviews that, you know, he wanted the original voices and everything for the HD collection, but that higher ups at Konami said they have to redo the audio, including the voices. And Tom Hewlett in interview said, you know, he told them that was a bad idea, but if they have to do it, he wants to be in charge of it so he could at least try to make it as good as possible. We know how well that went. The redub was a result of legal problems with Guy Seehee and not being able to find Heather Morris. No. Yes and no. So the legal problems with Guy Seehee were Konami needed to pay their actors for the use of their voices. Like, and Konami was not willing to work with them on that and renegotiate contracts. Exactly what D-Maru said. As far as not finding Heather Morris, I think that was Tom Hewlett who brought that up in an interview where they tried to get her and just couldn't. They were like, oh, we couldn't find her. We couldn't track her down. But then Heather Morris did an interview shortly after HD Collection came out, and she was like, I'm still living and working in Japan. Konami has my contact information. Nobody tried to contact me. So on the one side, you've got people saying, oh, we can't find Heather, so we got to redo the voices. And then you have Heather herself being like, nobody even tried. Like, nobody even wanted, you know, or made the effort to get her, because she said she would have loved to have been a part of the project. God, I hate this boss. I need this arm to slam down on one of these little fucking baby creatures. And none of them are just... I'm completely reliant on the stupid as fuck AI to wander over here and do it. Fucking just hit the thing. But that's kind of the problem with all the issues behind HD Collection's production. There's so much contradictory information. Like, so much contradictory information. because you have like Guy Seehee saying one thing, and then Jeremy Blaustein saying, no, that's not true, it was this other thing. And then you've got Heather Morris doing an interview and saying something else. And Tom Hewlett coming and saying one thing, and it's just like, there's so much contradictory information surrounding HD Collection's production. It's really hard to know what is true and what is not about the project and what happened and why it's like that. It's so wild. This boss is so complicated and not the final boss. Right? Like, the actual final boss is so much simpler than Blood Mama. Like, Blood Guardian is so ridiculous. It's like, it's got 4 fucking phases and like all these gimmicks where you can't damage it. You've got to do other stuff. It's like, oh, you have to damage it enough to make it start doing the blood beam. And then once it's doing the blood beam, it has to do the blood beam to break the covers off of the gears. And then once the covers are off of the gears, you've got to break the gears. And then once you break the gears, it goes into a phase where you can damage it. And then once you damage it enough, it goes into a phase where all of the arms and legs go up, and you have to trick the little explosive baby creatures that it's spitting out under the arms in order to break the arms. And then once you break all the arms and legs, the real Blood Mama comes out and starts jumping around and fighting you. And then it's like, this is just a fucking boss. The final boss is just like, he makes swords appear and they fly at you. That's the final boss. You hit him with your weapon until he dies. That's exactly why I wanted to ask. There's so many rumors, and I didn't want to be spreading another. And that's why I try to be specific about information whenever I do like my in-depth story stuff. Because all I have, like, I'm not anybody special. Like, I am just a fan. Everything I know about Silent Hill, I have no special insider information. I'm not like close chums with members of Team Silent or whatever. I'm just a dude who likes Silent Hill. I've played the games a lot. I've paid attention to them when I play them. And I've read a lot of developer interviews over the years. You know? And that's it. So anytime I try to like talk about the games and give sort of insight and information as much as I can, it's not anything that people can't get themselves. But at the same time, I only have the same information as everybody else to go off of. So I try to be specific whenever like something is mentioned in an interview. Because just because something is in a developer interview does not make it true. When you look at all the developer interviews surrounding HD Collection, there's so many contradictory points of view where different members of different aspects of it, you know, the voice actors saying one thing, director saying another thing, you know, all I can say is, hey, here's something that was mentioned in an interview about Silent Hill. Like, It's all I can do. Oh, you almost fucking got me. Because there's plenty of situations. Oh, God. And disarmed me and then murdered me in one hit. But yeah, there's plenty of times where I've pointed out contradictions in like developer interviews and things. And a lot of times developers themselves like simply don't know the answer to something and will try to give the best answer that they can, which isn't always accurate. Because, like, Silent Hill 2. When I very first started doing the story playthroughs of Silent Hill 2 on Twitch in, like, 2015, I was going off of the information that I knew at that time. So whenever we got to the apartments and we heard the random whisper sound effect, that random whisper sound effect, I used to explain it as one of the voice actors being in the recording booth, sort of talking to themselves and whispering to themselves. And a Japanese sound editor who, you know, somebody from Yamaoka's team doing the sound, who doesn't speak English, would have just used a little clip of that, you know, actor whispering to themselves in between takes in the recording booth and use it for that creepy whisper sound effect in the apartments. That's what I used to say during Silent Hill 2 story playthroughs about that whisper sound effect, because that was the information that fans had at the time. Jeremy Blaustein said that's what it was in an interview. But then somebody went beyond that, and a fan found the original sound effect pack that uses that whisper, like where that whisper originates from, is a CD essentially of stock sounds. So after literally like years and years and years since Silent Hill 2 came out, fans were debating about that whisper and who is that whispering and what are they saying. People argued about that shit for years and years and years on forums and, like, you know, message boards and all sorts of stuff back in the day. And then a couple years ago, well, I say a couple years ago, it's like, what, 5 years ago at this point or whatever, whenever that video came out, but somebody figured out that it's just a stock sound and that's all it is. But for years we had the wrong information because of something Jeremy Blaustein said in an interview. So sometimes it's just like that. Like, not everything that I know about the series is always going to be accurate. Because it's only as accurate as, like, the information we have. And there's a lot of misinformation out there, even from the developers themselves.
Looking for anything specific? Spend those memories wisely now. Thank you kindly. See you again.
Oh yeah, Maria. I definitely, like, from that perspective, I'm not being too self-deprecating when I'm saying, like, I'm just a random guy. Like, I get that I've sank thousands and thousands of hours into the Silent Hill series and playing it and understanding it, and a lot of time and effort that many people would not go through in order to like distill all of that thousands of hours of playing and research into, you know, a 15 to 20 hour long stream per game. So that people who are fans of the series, or, you know, a lot of people who are not fans of the series who just got interested through the streams, or, you know, if they were people who were already fans that maybe learned something new about the games. Miss those days, to be honest, a lot more simpler. What do you mean? What days? Self-defecating. Those long streams, that period of my life was a hell of a lot more stress-free. There's definitely when I used to do the story streams, I still do them. I still do them. Not as often. But like, I just did Silent Hill 4. We just did a comfy Silent Hill 4 story playthrough this past week. I turned 8 last week. Krypton! Krypton, thank you so much for the 22 months. 22 on the 2022 on the 20 that has 2. My cat Tutu appreciates your 22 months. Y'all, I miss my cats. I miss my cats back in Texas. They're doing fine, by the way. After all of Tutu's health issues, he's still on, you know, lifelong medication, but my mom's taking good care of him back in Texas. And cats are all still doing well. But I miss them. I've been in Georgia for almost a year. It's been almost a year since I've been in Texas. And I miss my friends. And I miss my cats. And I miss my mom. But I like living in Georgia. Because I love Rachel. And I love this new house we've got. Miss giving Jubes hell. Jubes is still around. Jubes is, y'all are going to get more Jubes than you can handle this week. Yeah, and I miss Legate. You're going to get more Jubes than you can handle this week. Jubes is going to be here for 2 streams. We're going to be playing some games on Wednesday. Probably Back 4 Blood. We might play something different, but usually we play Back 4 Blood. And on Friday, this Friday is Friday the 13th. So we're going to be playing Friday the 13th, the game. Oh my god, why are these healthy enemies so... Can I just combo you? $15,000 fucking damage. I don't think I can make him fall out of the world though. Yeah. I'll just do that. Oof. Big oofs. Who's Jubes? Jubes is a very good friend of mine who used to join me and still does occasionally join me on streams of things. Die, Butcher. You don't belong in this world. Another Silent Hill fanatic. He became a Silent Hill fanatic because of me, I would say. Because I know Jubes, when I met Jubes, I think he had played 2. But I don't know if he ever finished it. And then one of those times, like, over the years, just... I was like, hey, we should play through this whole series. And he and I went through, like, all of the games. And he, like, became a big fan. This is, like... 12 years ago. We've been friends for a long time. Loves Fatal Frame 2? Oh yeah. Big fan. Big fan of Fatal Frame. I mean, legitimately really does like Fatal Frame, but also he played Fatal Frame 1 and 2 for the first time on my channel. Cuz like I've played 1, 2 and 3 already, and I still need to play the rest of the Fatal Frame games. I never actually finished 3, and I never played anything after 3. So at some point, we need to do all that. But Jubes was playing Fatal Frame 1 and 2 for the first time on my channel and had some difficulty. Because there are some parts of Fatal Frame 1 and Fatal Frame 2 that are kind of bullshit. And we were here for it. We love the struggle here.
To business, I see. It's good to be well supplied. Enjoy it.
But struggles and all, that's the thing. He wound up really liking the Fatal Frame games.
Anything specific? Spin those memories.
Oh, I clipped most of it. Don't worry. Yeah, that's true. We do have a clip.
Thank
We
you.
do have clips
Thank you.
of Jubes
Come again.
losing his mind at Fatal Frame. Good old Uncle Touchy. Uncle Touchy was a nickname for one of the bosses in Fatal Frame, by the way. Not a nickname for Jubes. Do you guys like the Suffering series? I like Ties That Bind more than the first one. Suffering's okay. I have not... Like, I need to replay it. I need to replay those games. Because it's been a very long time since I've played them. I don't remember hating them, but it's been a very long time since I've gone through the Suffering. I've watched other people play it over the last couple years. I know Rachel streamed it. Maybe 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Not that long. I have no sense of time anymore. It still feels like 2020 to me. Weak to strong-headed. East. Small to big. Next zone, 329. Now serving 329. Remember when Maxi used to run it? I think it was him anyway. Yeah, Maxi did run the first one, right? Did he ever run two? He may have. Maxi has run so many things over the years. There's a lot of stuff that he's picked up and then like he plays it for like a week and he's like, okay, I got world record, and then moves on to something new. But yeah, you're right. I think Maxi did run it because he also runs Fear and a bunch of other stuff. Ton of stuff. Shoutouts to my boy Maxi Lobes on twitch.tv, who's doing like a huge subathon speedrun marathon thing this weekend. Definitely check him out on Saturday. Nub, I would love to see you stream Echo Night Beyond. Oh, I still need to do that. I would probably go back and replay the first Echo Night because I streamed it my first time playing it. I streamed it, but that was like 5-6 years ago at this point. But then I never played the sequel. So at some point, I still need to get to that. Many creatures of light inhabit this place. Blah, 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 blah. It's a 7-piece. I'm gonna go get another drink. I need more alcohol. I'll be right back.
calls me every day. My heart is torn and frayed. I bought insanity. Now we're free. Now we're free. Now we're free. Now we're free. Now we're
No, no more free. No, now I'm free. We're forever stuck here. Just give me a moment. Sip on my drink for a bit, catch up with chat before I subject myself to more of this. It's a 7-piece zone too. It's a fucking long one. Let's just re-roll it. Let's just re-roll it. I just don't even care. I want anything but a 7-piece. Give me a 5. Give me a 6. Who wrote and performed this banger? Anyone know? Now We're Free. Yeah, that's Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who did vocals for like Silent Hill 3 and 4, and a lot of stuff over the years for the Silent Hill games. He's worked with Yamaoka quite a lot. What is it even from? It's from this game. It's the title track. See? So whenever you're on like the main menu, you boot up Book of Memories. That's how they lure you in. Listen to this banger. At least there's one good thing about this game. There's two, and it's the start music. Now We're Free. Good song. And the Love Psalm remix for the credits. That's it. Those are the two good things about Book of Memories. Everything else is bad. It's a bad game. What's your guys' favorite soundtrack? Silent Hill 2, 3, or 4? Mine is 3, hands down. Why is 1 not listed? Where is Silent Hill 1? No love for such classic tracks like bang, 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 clank, scrape, bang, clank, scrape, clang, clang, clang. Yeah. Horrible dentist drills. From an audio production perspective, I really actually do love Silent Hill 1. I'm making a joke, but honestly, I legitimately love Silent Hill 1's soundtrack. It's just so fucking industrial and oppressive. It's not music, but it's fascinating. It is rhythmic sound. And I love it. And the stuff that is music, I mean, it's all music, but you know what I mean. The stuff that's more traditionally composed music, like Tears of, Esperanto, Tears of, the result screen, the ranking screen music. There's a lot of really fucking good. Of course, the title track, the fucking intro song, which only gets better in Silent Hill 3 when you have Joe Ramersa singing over it. Lisa's death. Silent Hill 1's got some incredible music. And it also has dental drill solos. Was Theme of Laura part 1 or 2? That's part 2. Laura is a character in Silent Hill 2. She's the little blonde girl. Dude, we got another 7-piece. All right, fuck it. I just have to live with it. It's my life. This is so sad. Alexa, play Room of Angel. The gentle guitar and piano piece, that's No Tomorrow, yeah. That's the Lisa cutscene at the end. Well, not at the end, but in nowhere. Ooh. Did that fucking bear trap just do fucking 80% damage? Room of Angels, such a beautiful song about deep-rooted resentment born from one's disconnection from love they took for granted. It's an absolute masterpiece. I love Room of Angel. And that was all Joe. I mean, obviously, Mary McGlynn's vocals add so much to it. But as far as song composition, that was all Joe. That was our boy, Joe Ramersa. Cradle of Forest is good too. Cradle of Forest is good. A very good song. That one, it's just Joe singing, and it's Akira Yamaoka. Although I think Joe may have written the lyrics, but the song was composed by Yamaoka. Yeah, Joe made the music video though. The best music video of all time. Ugh. Okay. I just have to map shit out. I need to do the left side first. Also like Hometown. Yeah. Hometown is one of those songs where like, I don't know. I love and had heard Silent Hill 1 and its intro music for so many years before listening to, before Silent Hill 3 came out. From 1999 to 2003. I heard the intro for Silent Hill 1 so much. But even still, it's hard for me to listen to Silent Hill 1's theme now and not have Joe's lyrics going in my head. Like, whenever we're just playing Silent Hill 1, and I'm like, let's watch the intro. And we're just sitting there listening to the intro music and letting that cutscene play. Doesn't matter if I've got Silent Hill 3 on the brain or not. As soon as I hear that song, it just sounds correct in my head to add Joe's lyrics to it. Exactly. You kind of sing over it mindlessly. It's impressive that you could add those lyrics and that performance from Joe to like what is already such a good song. Like, that's rare, isn't it? Where there's a song that exists that's already a notably good song, and you have somebody just come in and like add one thing to it, a vocal track, and it's that much more iconic. That's the kind of talent behind Joe Ramersa, though. Joe also just seems like a really cool person. I know he's done, he did a stream or a YouTube video thing with Fungo many years back. And he always seemed like a really cool, chill person. And sadly, Joe is like the one member of the Silent Hill band that I did not get to meet. Because I used to work for an anime convention in San Antonio called San Japan. And the Silent Hill band performed at this anime convention one of the years. Well, I mean, I was there like every year, but the Silent Hill band came out and performed at the convention. So I got to see them live and meet Akira Yamaoka and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn. But Joe Ramersa was not drumming with them on their tour and whenever they play like conventions and stuff. Instead, they have a tour drummer who still is an amazing musician, Israel Uloa. But man, I wish I could have met the man Joe. I wish I could have met Joe Ramersa. It would have been that much more amazing. Not to mention get to hear his vocals live. Like Mary Elizabeth McGlynn singing live is super impressive. Don't get me wrong. But it would have been even better if Joe could have been there. For some live hometown. This is so fucking annoying, dude. Is there anybody involved with the development of the Silent Hill games? Fuck. That stupid room, man. Small room with healthy enemies. I'm rolling again. I'm rolling again. I don't care. I'm at that point. I will sit and stare at loading screens and talk with chat and drink my alcoholic beverage. And we will just re-roll until we get a floor that is not an entire pain in the dick. Anybody involved with the development of the Silent Hill games that seems like a jerk? Not really. Jeremy Blaustein is probably the one that I would say, based on like most interviews and things that are out there, comes off as being the most like a jerk, but I don't personally see him that way. He's just very blunt about a lot of things, and when he has differences with people, like, he's very upfront about it. So when you hear, like, there's a great YouTube channel called The Great Escape that does some interviews with Tom Hewlett and Guy Seehey and Jeremy Blaustein. Really, really good, informative interviews and stuff with some interesting people involved with Silent Hill. And when you listen to like the interview with Jeremy and the interview with Guy Seehey, both of them are just like, they hate each other, but they're not really being jerks about it. They definitely make it known in the interviews, like Jeremy's like does not like Guy and Guy does not like Jeremy. But I don't know. Nobody really seems to come off as like a jerk. Masashi Tsuboyama may not have been a jerk, but he did have an obvious chip on his shoulder, maybe a bit. But no, as far as like interviews and things go, nobody seemed like a real like particular jerk or asshole that worked on the Silent Hill games. Actually, maybe, just maybe, Devin Shatsky. Maybe Devin Shatsky. A lot we forget oh so quickly about Devin Shatsky. Hold on. If I'm gonna talk about Shatsky, let me just bring up the GIF. I need to have it available and saved on this computer for any moment's notice. Oh man, there used to be a fucking animated one. Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know who I'm talking about, this is a couple of the guys who worked on Silent Hill Downpour. That's Brian Gomez in the front. And that is Devin Death Stare Shatsky right behind him while they're talking about Downpour, like, don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up. And that's just a still image. Like, I swear, I used to have an animated version of this on my old computer, and I can't find it going through Google right now, but... Well, we've got a pyramid head, but... It's a 5-piece. We got a 5-piece. We're gonna have to deal with a bunch of pyramid heads. But that's fine. Biggest shoulder chipping is Takeyoshi Sato? Well, yeah. Going back to the original question, though, like, did anybody who worked on any of the Silent Hill games seem like a jerk? I still stand by no. But yeah. They were trying to do Sato fucking dirty. He did all the CG animation in Silent Hill 1. Like, every single cutscene, every single pre-rendered CG animation you see of a character in Silent Hill 1, that was one guy. That was Takeyoshi Sato. He had to work his entire shift and then wait for everybody to go home for the day so that he could use the entire team's office worth of computers, where he would render out all of the CG for Silent Hill by his fucking self. And Konami didn't want to credit him for it. Like, Konami legitimately did not want to credit him for something where he was, like, living at the Konami offices in order to make Silent Hill 1 happen. And doing a ton of shit by himself. And Konami didn't want to give him proper credit. And Sato got to a point where he literally had to tell the Konami execs, like, nobody else. He had to put it this way. He had to say, nobody else can do these animation techniques. And if you don't credit me for them properly, I'm just gonna take my work elsewhere. He had to threaten to, like, leave and go to a different company because, you know, he was doing this very unique style of CG 3D rendering and animation. But because he put up with that shit and put in the work, we got an amazing Silent Hill game with some really amazing CG animation for the time. And Takeyoshi Sato got a huge promotion and a lot of creative control, which is what let him make Silent Hill 2. Like, Silent Hill 2 would not have been what it was if it weren't for Takeyoshi Sato having that extra amount of creative control just because of having to fight to get credited for Silent Hill 1. It's kind of wild to think about. This was on top of years prior to working on Silent Hill, basically single-handedly porting Parodius to the PSX and Saturn because the older dev staff couldn't figure it out and got no credit for it. Dude, game development is one of those things that has always interested me, but I don't know if I'd ever want to actually be part of it. It's very interesting to me from an outside perspective. Because there's just so many things that influence like a game's development. And the way, I don't know, people sort of get to that point. Because it's such a fine line to try and cross, right? Where, good God, I'm getting absolutely annihilated here. Sorry, I'm like trying to talk and not do that. Not do that. That's what I'm trying not to do. And I did it anyway. Fuck. I just gotta run through, get to Howard. No difficulty in this game? There's no, like, difficulty selection, no. The game has one mode, and that mode is bullshit. All bullshit, all the time. Stats don't matter. Nothing is balanced properly. And I'm also missing a key somewhere, apparently. It's in here, isn't it? It fucking is. I'm stuck in the door because of this stupid bloody vagina doors. God, I hate... Look at this fucking bloody vagina door. Shannon's fucking sticky bloody vagina doors. I know it sounds weird to be mad at that and say those words. And I just have to give it context. You get stuck in the doors trying to go from room to room in this zone. And all the zones in this game are based on, like, characters in the story. And the Blood World, Blood Zone, which we're in, is represented by our main character's sister, Shannon. And the doors from zone to zone look like big weird vagina things. And it's the hitboxes on them are so fucking busted that you can get stuck trying to go through a door. And while you are stuck in place trying to go through a door, things that are still in the room, enemies, can just be standing there murdering you. And it doesn't take much because the game's very unbalanced and almost everything kills you in 1 to 2 hits. No matter what. Okay, so this room over here has to be Howard. Artifact room. Myrrh of Baltazar.
Step right up. We've got just about everything. It's good to be well supplied.
Give me All the fucking health kits.
I do believe. Until next time.
It's actually kind of normal for this stream. But that's the thing. We always have new people. The community has been growing. A lot of people have still been finding the channel through Sci-Fi Guy re-uploading on YouTube, and new people just going through the directory, checking out people playing Silent Hill games. Or coming over with like hosts and raids and stuff. We've always got new people here. So when you have me on part 29A, hour number 113 of my grind to 500 zones of Book of Memories happening, and somebody just got here and they hear me yelling about fucking getting stuck in bloody vagina doors, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? What stream nonsense have I wandered into? I try to give it some context. I'm trying. Ooh, a channeling stone. Hey, Simple Rick, I thought you swore off this game. Type !Y, WHY in chat. Oops. Which blue and purple for reasons? No? Violet to flame. Oh, violet to flame. Gotcha. Hear from the Phasmo streams? Hell yeah. The Phasmophobia fans. I need to play some more Phasmo. My friends that I usually play Phasmo with have been on Back for Blood a lot lately. Whenever a streamer has to suffer through something, the reason is almost always because of chat. It's true. It's true. I mean, realistically, that is Twitch. Streamers are doing stuff because of you guys. You're watching. We're trying to entertain you. If I was on my own, I would just be sitting here playing good Silent Hill games. But we're here playing this. Dude, we got a 5-piece. Let's go. Let's go 5-piece. It's my favorite music track. Gonna be another major content update for Phasmo soon. Not sure when exactly. Lighthouse. Lighthouse is actually a cool idea. It's this fucking track again. You know it. You love it. I'm gonna do a fucking 20-hour mashup of me all the times where I sang this level theme during Book of Mondays. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Like, every time I hear this music in my head, I picture playing House of the Dead Overkill. There's like a section where you're in a circus. This sounds like music that should be the circus level of House of the Dead Overkill. Instead, it's in a fucking Silent Hill game. Don't get me wrong, I like Daniel Leaked. Rest in peace. I like a lot of his music. I just don't think it ever fit very well with Silent Hill. Except for a couple of Downpour tracks. Perp Walk is undeniably good, but Perp Walk is also very clearly Daniel Leaked trying to sound like Akira Yamaoka.
Looking for anything specific? Spend those memories wisely now. Thank you kindly.
Do you ever think sometimes Tom Hewlett is chilling, counting his money, laughing at our misery? No, not at all. I follow Tom on Twitter. He seems like a really nice, awesome, genuine person. He's got a family that he takes care of. He's working on some good games now that he's working with Way Forward. His last several games have been very good. Like, he just didn't need to touch Silent Hill, arguably. But the other stuff that he's been working on with Way Forward is good. He takes care of his family. His son is disabled, so he's definitely not just sitting back. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, he's a game dev. He gets by and takes care of his family, but I don't think he's got sit back and laugh at Silent Hill fan misery money. Probably not. Over the years, as he admitted, I'm not even going to read the rest of that out loud. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to say. Because again, we don't know. Like I talked about this earlier. Interviews and stuff are only so accurate. So we don't know the whole story of things, the reality of things. How many things were, Tom's fault directly versus Tom working for Konami and Konami making bad choices that Tom just kind of had to be the face of because he was the guy who had to go and try to market a new game after Konami was like, yeah, make a dungeon crawler for the Vita. So you don't have any marketing budget. Just go promote it, Tom Hewlett. So Tom goes out and says, yeah, it's a canon Silent Hill game. It's a perfect place for new fans to start. It's canon because I wrote it. I'm Tom Hewlett. And then everybody hates him, but it's Konami's fault that the game got made. He didn't go out of his way to make this what it was. It was a project that was handed down to him. And he, like most of us, just wanted to probably do his job. And then go home. Zone 330. Tom might have suffered from a case of foot in mouth at times, but he did not have the actual power to kill a franchise that's all on Konami. Agreed. Tom said some really stupid, foolish things while he had various roles on various Silent Hill games. And I think the fan took a lot of that. A lot of the fan base took a lot of it, myself included at the time, took a lot of it too personally, because Tom was like the only face that you would come to recognize in like the post Team Silent era of Silent Hill games, because he was right there from Origins onward. You'd see that name in the credits, and then anytime there was any sort of, like, if you're a hyper nerd like me, you'd watch game presentations and you'd watch for interviews and any kind of new Silent Hill information. And it was always, you know, Tom coming out and talking in front of a camera and being like, hey, here's the next thing that we're working on. Or it would be Tom going and posting. He posted on like fan forums and would respond to fans' criticism and like dig himself a deeper hole. So he definitely didn't make, I think, good choices at that time. But I don't think he had a lot of choice in the matter at the end of the day, because ultimately that's all on Konami. Tom wouldn't be out there having to promote the games and, you know, do what he did if Konami like gave them a better marketing budget or, you know, something. And I got hit with a hatchet from off screen and just fucking ate shit. Would it at least be fair to say that he was the wrong man for the job, or do you think that anyone would have failed in his position? I think anyone would have failed in his position, but not everyone would have been so public about it. But I mean, shit, like, I've been playing Silent Hill more than any other game, series, anything else in my life since the first Silent Hill game came out. I know a lot about the series, I know a lot about the lore, I know a lot about the development and everything there is to know about Silent Hill. If you put me in charge of the next Silent Hill game, fans are still going to hate that game. The difference would be, I would not, if I was in that position, I would not publicly want to be the guy who goes out and says, here is the best, most amazing horror game you've ever played. You know, and have to sell it like that. Ow. I'm the biggest Silent Hill fan. Exactly. Like I am myself a pretty big Silent Hill fan. I don't think I'd want to be working for Konami on a new Silent Hill game though. Because there's no way that Konami would just let you do what you want to do. That's not how games get made anymore. You have a huge budget and companies are investment, you know, like they're investing in a product essentially, and they want to see a certain amount of return. So they're always going to have influence and say over, you know, what gets made. They're never going to give just like complete creative control to somebody and be like, okay, you're the world's biggest Silent Hill fan. Make a Silent Hill game exactly to the fans' specifications. Like, no, it's not going to work. I don't think there's any way to make that work. I need health. Oh, this one doesn't give me health back. It's just damage. Oh, well, that sucks. I really needed health. Fuck. Okay. Just want them to leave the memories alone. If Konami ever did anything with Silent Hill ever again, all I would want, literally all I want, take all of the games and port them onto PC and make them available on things like Steam and Good Old Games. That's it. That's it. That's all I would want. Give people a way to play the original games on something modern. Even better if you could take all the console versions and port them onto modern console hardware. But I understand that's not going to be an option for various reasons, for various things. Like, you're not going to be able to do all of it, but even if you just did PlayStation 2, that's Silent Hill 2, 3, 4, Origins, and Shattered Memories. They can't do that. They need to pay the voice actors, and they don't want to. They need to pay for a lot of things, more than just voice actors. There's all sorts of stuff that goes into licensing and republishing old games like that. But there is literally no other way for Konami to make money off of those games right now. Like, look at who's getting money in the situation in the current climate. People who have to go buy a PlayStation 2 and spend hundreds of dollars on PS2 copies of Silent Hill 2, 3, 4, whatever. It's all going into a collector's market. Konami doesn't see a fucking dime of that. Now, Konami's a business, right? They want to make money, right? Social media person who clicked on my Twitter link to my stream because it had Silent Hill in the title. You, who works for Konami, social media guy who's lurking in chat. I'm talking to you. Go tell them. Konami, you like money, right? You don't have to remaster them. You don't have to remake them. You don't have to change the script. You don't have to hire anybody. Pay for the rights. Pay the voice actors. Put out all the old Silent Hill games on modern hardware or PC. And let people play them. That's it. That's it. Then you'll at least be making money off of it. And you don't even have to pay people to port them to PC and stuff. Fans have fucking done most of the work for you. Half the shit's already on PC. Homecoming's on PC, it's busted as fuck, but the fans fixed it. Put it on good old games, just like you did with Silent Hill 4. That's what is mind-blowing, is the fact that they've already shown that they can do it. They put Silent Hill 4 PC on good old games, and it was updated. It had widescreen. It had full FPS cutscenes. They took the Silent Hill 4 PC port, the original one, made it a little bit better for modern hardware, and fucking let it go on good old games for like 10 or 15 bucks or whatever. Why not do that with everything? All of it. Give people something other than HD collection on modern hardware. Anyway.